Hitler is so fortunate that he takes over the chancellorship in January 1933 at a time where the economy is just starting to turn. And he's able to make the most of that. And, if you're Germans and you've been through hyperinflation in the early 1920s, you've been through the humiliation of the Versailles Treaty, which was terrible error in retrospect. And you've been through, then having got through that, you've emerged into a kind of democratic Weimar Republic, which is based on manufacturing, Germany's a traditional genius at engineering and manufacturing and production of high quality items. They're merging through that. Then you have the Wall Street crash and the loans that are coming in from America, which is propping up the entire German economy, suddenly get cut off, and you've suddenly got depression again and massive unemployment. And suddenly Hitler comes in and everyone's got jobs and they're rebuilding and they're growing their military. And the message that's coming out is, we're the greatest, we're the best, we're fantastic. I was telling you earlier on about Hitler's speeches starting dark and ending in hope and light and the sunlit uplands. That's what you're getting. You're suddenly getting this vision of hope, this sort of, my God, actually, this is really working. Okay, so, I'm not sure that I particularly buy into the kind of anti-Semitic thing, but, we'll sweep that under the carpet because overall I've now got a job, I've got money, I've got my new radio, and then this is a genius about the radios, for example. So they have the German receiver to start off with, the Deutsche Empfänger, and then they have the Deutsche Kleinempfänger, which is the German little receiver, little radio. These are genius. This is as outrageous as the arrival of the iPod. I mean, remember that. Suddenly you don't have to have a Sony Walkman anymore. You can have something really, really small and miniature and listen to thousands of songs all at once. What an amazing thing. And the Deutsche Kleinempfänger is 9 inches by 4 inches by 4 inches. It's made of Bakelite. And everyone can have one because it's super cheap. It's just incredible. And no one else has had that because up until that point, radios, generally speaking, are aspirational. They've got sort of a walnut lacquer at the front and, you have them if you're middle class and you show them off to your neighbors to show how kind of, affluent and well-to-do you are. But suddenly everyone can have one. And if everyone can have one, then everyone can receive the same message. And you can also, and this is the whole point about the Hitler Youth as well. The young guys, that's where they're most impressionistic. They're least risk averse, so they're most gung ho. They're most full of excitement for the possibilities of life, and their minds are the most open to suggestion. So you get the youth.